Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
What really matters during the ball game, we're at that point in the season where some are just beginning, some have already ended, and others are at that point where it's either win or go home. Depending on what your perspective is, it changes everything, doesn't it? In 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 18, we're reminded we don't look at the things that are seen, but at the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are temporary, but the things that are unseen are eternal. Keep your focus, keep your perspective on the right things, the things of God, the eternal things. And that message brought to you by your friends at the Leoma Church of Christ.
Hello, neighbors. I'm Janet Alexander, and I'm running for Lawrence County School Board to represent the 7th District. With 40 years in early and elementary education, you could say I've worn many hats. Preschool director and owner, educator, student, administrator, principal, and mentor, will just name a few. I've had the pleasure of leading the love of learning with thousands of Lawrence County students through my time as a teacher. After retirement in 2017, I stepped full-time into my role of being Marmee to my 5 grandboys. And although my role as a teacher has changed, my commitment to the importance of education is now more prevalent than ever. Our teachers and students are a precious commodity to our future, and they deserve an advocate. And I would be honored to stand beside you as we ensure that we'll put our students first this March the 5th on Election Day.
This is Jason at Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg. For over 90 years, Volco has been a family-owned company. We're proud of our past and excited about our future. We're open to the public for wholesale and retail trade. We carry product lines such as Milwaukee Tools, Lucas Oil, and Malco product. We carry all major brands of lubricants like Shell Rotella, Haviland, Castrol GTX, Mystic, Motorcraft, Valvoline, Kendall, and Mobil. We here at Volco offer a complete line of car detailing supplies, shop supplies, tire repair products, and lawnmower supplies. Check us out online at VolcoAutosupply.com or at 416 Buffalo Road here in Lawrenceburg.
Truett's Garage Doors in Leoma, Tennessee is your one-stop for new garage door installations for all commercial and residential buildings, plus they offer full service on all existing doors. Need a new garage door opener? Truett's Garage Doors has you covered. As an Amar Gold and LiftMaster dealer, Truett's Garage Doors offers the best pricing anywhere in the area. A family-owned and operated business, Truett's Garage Doors has been helping Tennessee and Alabama residents since 1999. Call the pros today at Truett's Garage Doors, 931-201-6464.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Yeah, well.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live here. Back in the new studio after a week off. We took off last week because of Valentine's Day. You know, got to take care of the families and whatnot. So we got Hayden Burks, got Dusty Kaiser, and after a long layoff, Clint Brazier. The talent is back in town.
Had to recharge my batteries, but thanks. I did Hayden show. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we're not important.
We're not affiliated.
Yeah, I know.
We don't even get an invite.
Redhead stepchild of our own show.
Yeah, I've been saying it for a year.
He called me and I was out to lunch. And I said, "You got me for a minute." And I said, "I got to get back though."
Yeah, you got to get back to cutting hair.
That's right.
All right. Well, guys, we've had a busy week. A lot of stuff has happened since the last time we met. How about let's just start off with what happened last night. Now, Dusty fell asleep at halftime.
I got about 2 minutes into the third. I went to sleep.
Are you talking about the boys' championship game?
Yeah.
Good gosh, I watched all that from my recliner and didn't fall asleep.
I was in my recliner and I fell asleep.
Oh, you weren't there.
No.
Oh my
like,
God. Kevin would have put a camera on him. Why, if he would have fallen asleep during that game, that would have been quite good entertainment. But, Wildcats make an epic comeback, down 11 going into the fourth quarter. Hayden, you and I were there, and
I was on the edge of my seat.
I was on the edge of my seat. They're taking on a team that, You know, they've blown some double-digit leads before. You know, we saw them do them against Summertown. They 22 at halftime, and then went into the fourth trailing by 3. And I had a decent feeling going into the fourth. I'm like, okay, if they can get some turnovers, hit some shots here, get some momentum, it might make them fold. And what happened? So what were you feeling going into?
I mean, kind of the same thing. You know, I mean, I wasn't feeling good because they kind of finished off their third quarter really strong, and then obviously that first 2 minutes was kind of still a little slow, and I was thinking, all right, the guys, they need to pick it up a little bit. And then with like 6 minutes left, I think Logan got a steal over here, and after that, it felt like the momentum shifted, and like the Lawrence County fans, they were more into it. And just Central, they couldn't find a bucket. I think you said they only scored 7 points in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, outscored 20-7.
Yeah, so it was unreal that fourth quarter. But hey, I'm excited that they get to move on to the region, host a region game at the Ralph. So I'm excited for that one on Saturday.
Yeah, Clinton, you actually made it through the whole game. So
I really didn't make it through the whole game. I kind of tuned in at halftime and saw that Lawrence County was down. But I did tell myself, because I got to see Central Magnet twice this year, and said, if you can stay in it and then just hit them in the mouth one good time, and it seems like that's what happened. And it just seems like they just couldn't respond, because I saw it firsthand. But I was very proud of them. I was very proud of first-year Coach Bryce over here and these guys sitting over here. I mean, that took a lot of guts. You're in Marshall County. I don't care what anybody says. I hate Lewisburg. Like, going to Lewisburg just to do anything. I hate going through Lewisburg to get to somewhere that's worth a crap. So I sure hate going over there to play, and just going over there 2 straight times and then having 2 tough games. I mean, that's big. Yeah. That's big.
That argument just
that might have been around tonight.
It just built and built and built. And
I was just going to say, it's like a dark gym.
Restaurants and a bunch of
yeah, they got a dollar store.
Check cashing places.
And you play in a dark gym.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I got dunked on over there a long time ago, so I had never really forgot
what
it.
happened when you went over?
You said you got dunked on?
You got dunked on?
Nah.
You got
Yeah, I
is this
did.
a therapy session
They had a
right now?
6'10" guy, Marcus Hayslip, that went and played at Tennessee, and I got dunked on. Pretty good.
6'10".
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. It's okay.
Well, I don't like that place. That's all I was trying to say. It's a tough place to go play. It's tough. It's a tough drive. It's one of those that you just. It's kind of like going to Shelbyville. There's no fun way to get there, and you had to do it twice, and these guys had to win 2, tight games, back to back, and pulled it through. And that's kind of the point I was getting. If we got any Marshall County viewers, I apologize. I don't. If you need a haircut, I'll hook you up.
All right, Dusty. Dusty, since you went back and rewatched him, what do you think? It's kind of hard to top that.
It is hard to top that, and I got to come in and backside. But yeah, as I was watching today, you're right, Hayden. As soon as Logan gets the steal, he goes down. It's just like the whole game changed. And then Blake hits 3 threes there in the fourth. Logan gets another steal. Then gets and one. I mean, everything started falling into place. And hey, hats off to the big man out here in the hallway. He keeps the guys under control. That's a big atmosphere, like Clint said, but he kept them there. And then the rest of the guys on the court, they just took care of business. And I've been saying it for a lot of months that this team is special, and we're getting to Murfreesboro. Yeah. And I think last night just showed the fight.
Knock on wood.
Hey, man.
There you go.
It's all good.
It's fake wood. You
it's fake wood. You got to knock on it. But anyway, and it's going to start again Saturday night. Yeah. Huge game, and I don't expect anything else but them to come out and just put on a show.
Yeah. Lady Cats finished in third, got a good win against Marshall County. Like we said, Hayden, it's hard to be one team 3 times in one season. And, we talked about it. They once they got up on them there, made a good run there in the second quarter, they made Marshall County quit. They really did. They just kept pouring it on there in the end.
I mean, that's kind of what the 3 of us talked about. Obviously, with the Lady Cats, they finished third, got the seed. They get to go on the road, play Livingston Academy, a team they're very familiar with. And, it's kind of like what you were saying. Marshall County, they had a hard time with transition defense, and the Lady Cats just took advantage of that. And that at that point, it looked like Marshall County at one point. And they just looked like they quit. And, I looked over to y'all, and I just looked at the coaching staff and the players and just the attitude that came off of them. I was like, oh yeah, the Lady Cats, they got this one in the bag. That's what I got out of that.
And we said it. You know, it was the punch in the mouth.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
And right there at the end of the third quarter, it's when it happened. And then by the fourth quarter, it was Marshall County was just they were done.
They were over it. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, got Livingston Academy again for the third straight year, and a tough team. Got to go there, but they played really well there last year. They could certainly do it again this year.
They did, and of course I wasn't at that game last year. I was over at college, and but I was watching on the X Sports Network, and I mean, like you said, Livingston Academy jumped out to that huge lead there in the first quarter, and then the Lady Cats, they came back, and it was a pretty close game until the end, and then Livingston Cats just finally pulled away. And I think, you know, even though they're not in the same district, they're in the same region, Lady Cats, they know this team very well, so maybe this time they can pull away with the win and get to Tullahoma next week.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Livingston Academy. You can ask Wendy when she gets up here. I don't know what they lost. I know Wendy lost quite a few players, you know, in her Lady Cat squad. So I don't know. I don't know what they're expecting, but you know, you got to win one, and then you're one away from us upstate. You know, and of course I know her, and she's going to take it one game at a time. She's going to prep for it, but you know, you're riding a little momentum right now, and you're coming off of look. Like I said, you go to Marshall County, you got to beat a physical Marshall County bunch, and get a little momentum. I'm excited to watch that game. If it's not the same time as ours,
It is the same time.
well, I'll have my monitor.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, speaking.
Shout out to Will Pettis. He always keeps us where I can.
Well, you got Loretto and Summertown. Let's talk about those district championship games there on Saturday. No, not the way it wanted to go for the Lady Eagles. Lady Mustangs played really good. Seems like every time Loretto needs big plays to be made, Allie Weathers comes up and hits clutch shots, clutch free throws, got a couple and ones down the stretch there, and was able to help Loretto pull out another win.
Yeah, you got to credit. She did that. Ashley did a really good job running that matchup 2-3 zone. They were really trying to make sure Olivia Riggs didn't beat you by the 3, even though she hit, I think, 4. But where they really beat us was down low offensively. Shot a lot more free throws than Summertown, and Allie just, I think she was 16-16 from the foul line, and that's tough to beat in a close game. And you know, the good thing, if you're feeling Summertown, even though I said it on our show or our broadcast that you want to try to avoid Cannon County until that region championship. So that district championship was pretty important, more important than it has been the last few years. But I feel like Summertown and Loretto is still better than them. And the good thing, Cannon County still got to drive almost 3 hours to get to Loretto to play Summertown in a gym that we've played 7 times in already. So it could be a worse situation if you're the Lady Eagles, and props to the Lady Mustangs.
Well, now on the boys' side, that Summertown team is coming on pretty strong here. You know, they got swept in the regular season by Loretto and Mount Pleasant, and back-to-back games.
Put them both down.
Put them both down. They looked pretty good in both those games.
I can't really speak on the Loretto game. That's the one Kurt got hurt in the second time.
Right.
But you didn't have Kurt Burleson against Mount Pleasant in both regular season games, and I think we saw it, Mount Pleasant and the district championship. Kurt Burleson makes a difference. Kurt Burleson makes everything flow. Kurt Burleson kicks it out to open 3-point shooters, and to our guards' credit, they hit big shots, and Loretto was still in that game. You know, so you take away a six guys on the floor and a technical at the end, still might have got beat. Yeah. But you know, I don't know this. I can't speak on this other side, on the men's side, much other than Grundy County. They are legit, and I think they had a little shakeup. So I don't know that Summertown didn't come out a little worse, finishing first than second. I feel like if you're Greg Tips, you're probably okay with the number 2 seed, because the way they finished in the regular season was not how they finished in their district tournament. So I think Summertown's got to host their regular season number 2, and if they win that, they'll have to play their regular season number 1, which is Grundy County, who is legit.
Now that's they've tackled number 1, number 2 before here in the last week, so they can certainly do it again. Obviously, the Loretto boys with the talent that they have, another down. Corbin Reynolds still got the cast on his hand, but that's a team that, you know, We can see them playing back in their own gym pretty easily and maybe playing for a region title again.
Well, I told you, the thing I like watching them is kind of like why I like watching these guys over here is you can have a different leading scorer every night. You're not relying on a couple of players, kind of like Summertown is. You know, if Grayson and Kurt don't get it done for Summertown, you may be up a creek. But Loretta's got, I mean, they may have a different leading scorer every night. I mean, they get distributed well. Now, it does kill them to not have Corbin, but with that said, you give Tips a full week to game plan for a first round region game, and then somebody has to come to his gym and beat his team. I like his odds.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, speaking of the Wildcats, we got both the Lady Cats and the Wildcat boys here in the house. Coming up next, we'll hear from head coach Wendy Scott of the Lady Cats here on the X Sports Live.
Whether you're shopping in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, Summertown, or Mount Pleasant, Tegan's Food Stores has you covered with the best quality food at the best prices. From Cash Saver to Superama and CB Foods, stop by your neighborhood Tegan's Food Store today.
If you want the best clean and wash experience, you need to catch the happy wave at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Don't settle for streaks, dirt residue, water spots, and weak vacuums that you can get at just any car wash. At all our locations, you will be greeted by a smiling attendant who will pre-wash your car front and back to remove any stubborn bugs and dirt before guiding you through the tunnel, where your car will be treated to the ultimate spa treatment with state-of-the-art equipment and one-of-a-kind wash experience that will give your car a showroom shine. Afterwards, you can help yourself to our free powerful vacuums, cleaning cloths, and glass and surface cleaner for the perfect finishing touch. When it comes to caring for your car, don't settle for any wash and pay for all the extras. Get the best when you catch the happy wave at your local Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
For the best at-home care in Lawrence County, the Summit at Home is the right company for you. We have a friendly staff over 25 that is trained, educated, and qualified to help with all your needs within your household. Our non-medical services include transportation, housework, dressing, and companionship. We are also covered by most long-term care providers. For more information, please call 931-762-2310.
The Hidden Garden, located just off the square in downtown Lawrenceburg, is your hometown oasis for massage, aesthetics, full hair and nail services, and body waxing. Gift certificates are available, and be sure to follow them on Facebook for their specials. The Hidden Garden, your peace, your place. 222 Pulaski Street, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, or phone 931-762-9799.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live here, joined by Lady Cat head coach and Wendy Scott, and having a lot of fun here off camera. You know, a lot of sibling trash talk you got going on in your house.
Yeah,
right
one's
now.
not here to defend herself, but if she was, then she definitely wouldn't be putting up with this trash talk.
JC, if you're watching, we've got money on you to beat your brother one-on-one in basketball when his shoulder's better.
Literally,
and we're going live.
Cash for this.
Yes.
Everyone in the room's putting up cash.
So, Kel, it's on.
Do I get the money if I win?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. But if you lose, there's a lot of money you're going to be paying out.
Yes. Maybe some extra running you got to do too on top of that. Maybe.
We'll probably have to have a couple of refs too.
Okay.
All right. Not a
We'll
local
let
guy.
TJ and Logan ref.
Yeah,
There we go.
There we go. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Coming off a good win here against Marshall County this past Monday night, and like we said here in the opening segment, the girls came out on fire, hitting some shots and punched them in the mouth and kept going and finished the game strong.
Yes, they did. I was proud of them for bouncing back because getting to that district championship game was something that we really wanted to do, and we were so close and didn't get over that hump. So it was a hard game to get up for, but they're so good at bouncing back, and they have all year from any type of adversity that we've faced and any kind of, after every loss, they've always came back and did better. So they've always handled it really well, and they handled that really well too. It's not easy to play for third place, but like y'all talked about earlier with the momentum, sometimes you want momentum going into that region tournament. Sometimes it's better coming off as a 3 seed as it is the 2 seed. Now we would have liked to have won the championship, but in our case, just how it worked out, we do have some momentum going into Friday, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it was, like you said, off that semifinal loss, disappointing. You lose it there in the final seconds. But to see your team come back and rebound the way that they did has got to make you feel good as a coach.
It does. And Marshall County is a tough team, and they're a team that I've been saying all year is going to be hard for us to beat. We've had close games with them both times. One time we went into overtime. So it was a game that I knew we had to be ready for, and I felt like they were more ready that game than they were the other two. So I was proud of their effort that game.
Now you got another road trip coming up. This team has seen back-to-back years, and you've already seen them once this season. I went back and watched that game today when my son was not calling authorities in other countries while I was using the bathroom. Another story for another time. But I went back and rewatched that game. That game had so many peaks and valleys. You were down 15 to start, got it to 2 before the end of the first. And then I think they started the second half. You went down 15 again, got it to 2 with 2 minutes left. I mean, that was a wild roller coaster of a game. It was
a wild roller coaster of a game, and that was a tough week for us. The week before, we had lost 3 games in a row. That was our 4th loss in a row. So it's probably going back and looking back at the season, that was our biggest growing spell that we had all year. And even though we lost several games, we did grow a lot from it. So that was kind of the end of that. We didn't really play as well as what I wanted us to, but I'm glad that we played the game because we are familiar with them. We went over there last year, so we know we'll have the same schedule we had last year, do the same routine. It's a gym that we played in before, so I feel like that they'll be ready to play Friday.
And like you said, familiarity's got to help. You know their team, you know the roster, you know that gym, you know what it's like.
Right.
And that's a team that went all the way to the state championship game, and you guys were tied after every quarter except for the final one. And that's a team that made it all the way there.
Right. And they're a great team this year, and there's several in our region that, people are saying that could end up in the finals. And we have seen 3 of them. One in camp this summer and we went to Tennessee Tech. We played White County in a play day at the beginning of the year, and then we played Livingston at Christmas, and that's something that I always try to do is try to find some matchups either at camp or play days or during the regular season of region teams, because since we're so far away, we just don't get to see each other. Right. And I think it helps confidence-wise if they are familiar with them. And they've seen them or played against some of them, just to kind of know where we stand. So,
Dustin,
I'm going to flip to another side. I see your bench players have stepped up tremendously, especially late in the season and going in this district run. And has that got to take a little pressure off for you and the other girls, knowing that you can just say, hey, get in and go get it?
Well, that's something that we've been building towards all season. So I have a lot of girls that I knew had a lot of potential, but they just weren't there yet. And they didn't get as much experience last year as what I wanted them to. So I knew that it was going to take us a while to get everybody to where we wanted them, to where they could help us, and it has. But as a coach, you just hope it all comes together at the end. And knowing that we have multiple weapons, we've had different leading scorers these past 2 weeks on the team, and I think going into any game, you don't want just one player to be keyed on. And I feel like with our team, if I'm the coach coaching against us, I don't really know who I would key in on, because we do have multiple people that can score. So especially, like my post players developing more has helped tremendously. We started out the year, we didn't have a lot of inside game, and that's something that's developed. I've had to move JC around to different positions, and until we got some ball handlers developed. So we've developed our ball handling. We got a lot of guard play, and we developed some post play over the course of the season. So that's something that I think is really going to help us come Friday night.
And I think talking about the post play, and me and AJ's had this conversation about JC, but it looks like she gets beat up down there. She gets mad, I can tell. But then when you go to Ryan and Emily down low, there's no team that can compare for those two.
Right.
Because those are two physical girls.
Right, they are. And I'm hoping that pays off Friday because we've been playing teams that have a lot of good size and strength, and Livingston matches up more with us in that they're not as big. I actually think that overall we're a little bit bigger than them in some areas.
Wow.
Which is not something that we're used to, but I'm hoping that we can take advantage of that.
Well, good.
I mean, I lost my train of thought right there. I mean, speaking of the bench, you've had Emily Jaco playing a lot here lately. And her minutes have expanded, her roles expanded. What's kind of changed there from the early parts of the season with her to this point right now?
Well, I think it's mainly has been in her hands. I mean, she's really taken initiative to get better and work. She's worked hard all year. And like I said, that the junior class, I've always said they're about a year behind experience-wise. And like I said, a lot of them I knew were going to develop. It just takes time. There's no shortcut to that process. And Emily has worked hard all year, whether she's gotten minutes in varsity or not. And she took initiative to play JV. And that's something that a lot of juniors don't do, but that's something that she wanted to do. And it really helped her get some more experience. It helped her get in better game shape. And it developed her confidence also. So I think, I mean, it's been her that has taken that on and decided to improve, and she has. And it's helping us, so I'm real proud of her.
Keely Frazier, I mean, she's hit some big shots here down the stretch. You know, Ryan Hughes is just so much development with her as a freshman. I know she doesn't have much experience at all.
Right.
Basketball's sort of new to her,
right.
And she's really developed throughout the course of the year.
She has. I'm very proud of her. I never thought that she would play a minute this year on varsity. And by the time summer was over, I was like, yeah, she's going to play some. Yeah. She just works so hard, and she's just so physical. She's one of the, I think she's the youngest freshman I got, but she's physically looks like an 18-year-old.
She plays like it too.
And, you know, I hope that we have a game, and it's going to have to be Friday, that we all play good on the same night. And that hardly ever has happened. We've had different people step up in different nights, but I'm looking for that game that we all play consistent and we all bring our A game to the same game. And when we do that, we're pretty good.
How important is a good start for you guys? Because when you guys get out and you hit shots like the other night when you started off 4-5 or 4-6, how important is it for you guys, especially in this type of game, type of atmosphere, kind of a, you know, survive in advance situation? How important is it to get off?
Well, I think it's really important, and I do think it helps our confidence, although we don't need to let it affect our confidence how we start. And we've also been in situations where we've been behind and we've come back. We make it a lot easier on ourselves when we start out good, and I do think it helps us confidence-wise. But we have to be able to be quick to forget our mistakes and miss shots and move on to that next one. So, and just play it. It's a 32-minute game, and so we can't just get down if the first quarter don't go our way. I mean, we've had games where we didn't even score the first quarter before, and we came back and won. So it's not something that you have time to dwell on at the moment. You just have to keep battling and keep fighting through it.
So what do you tell this team here? You know, one more day of practice before you make the road trip. You know, it's survive in advance, win or go home. So what are you telling the team here throughout?
Well, I mean, if there's any time that, you know, you need to step up and give it your all and leave it all out there, then it's now. And that's something we've been talking about, is everybody doing their job and everybody doing their part, because no matter what that part is, it's important. If it's one deflection or one block shot or one steal or one assist, whatever the case may be, it all adds up in the end. And so, you know, when every player steps out there, they got to be ready to do what they do and bring what they can bring to the team.
Dustin?
I'm good. That's about it. Just good luck Friday night. Go get them.
Thank you.
Who wins, one-on-one, Kale or JC?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I can't answer that. Zeke. Yeah, I'll have to say Zeke. I'm sorry, I can't answer that one.
We're just going to have to settle live on that.
Kel already thinks I love JC more, so he thinks that she's the favorite. Or he thinks that JC and Zeke is the favorite, and he's the least favorite. Which he's very wrong on that, but.
I think we're just going to have to settle on X Sports Live.
Yeah,
we're going live.
At the end of the season.
We'll have to just play that one out and see what happens.
Yeah, we might draw our highest viewership
Walk the
Might
talk.
do it.
Yeah. No. Well, Wendy, thanks for joining us, and good luck here on
Thank
Friday
you.
night. Well, coming up next, we got the Wildcat Boys to join us here on X Sports Live.
If there ever was such a thing as a company that could do almost anything, well, Tenakee Properties is it. These guys know how to completely transform your existing home into something new, or just do it room by room. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? What about a fresh coat of paint? Even a new floor? Looking for dirt work? Tenakee has you covered. Oh, and you can even rent a dumpster from them too. That's Tenakee Properties. Visit Tenakee.com or phone 931-244-4602.
Hi, my name is Asha. I go to Lawrenceburg Technical College, and I moved here a year ago from California. I wanted to be a cosmetologist and study hair, nails, and makeup. You should come join us at Lawrenceburg Technical College and learn all about cosmetology.
Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg is your go-to stop to complete your home, business, a combination of both, or really anything you can think of. With one of the region's biggest selection of bedroom furniture, name brand mattresses, recliners, living room and dining room suites, accents for the home or office, quality name brand appliances, and did I mention Swap and Shop services what they sell? This is family owned and operated business at its best. And the best part is, they'll treat you like family too.
We got bedroom suites, mattresses, dining room suites, appliances, outdoor equipment, mowers, and more. See us at Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Southern Tennessee Orthopedics welcomes orthopedic surgeon Dr. Paul Thomas. Count on Dr. Paul Thomas, podiatrist Dr. James Barksdale, and nurse practitioner Doug Ead at Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep your life in motion. Injuries and foot pain can rob you of the activities you enjoy most. So our team is here, close to home, to address the pain and to get you moving again. Southern Tennessee Orthopedics. From the routine to the unforeseen, you can count on us. To learn more, visit SouthernTennesseeMedicalGroup.com or to schedule an appointment, call 931-762-4400.
Story and Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back to X Sports Live here, joined by the Wildcat boys basketball team. You got seniors Logan Boswell, the district player of the year here in TJ Gobble, and head coach Bryce Clift. And guys, let's just get right into it. Last night, it's an 11-point deficit. You're going into the fourth quarter. What's everyone feeling here? You're sitting there at the bench. What's kind of the feeling as you're going into the final 8 minutes?
Well, when we finished the third quarter, we weren't, in my point of view, it looked like we were a little bit timid. It's like things were going their way, and we weren't exactly fighting back exactly like I wanted us to. And so that's all we talked about it in between quarters. Is I told them that I literally said, guys, I said, we've overcome deficits before. I said, we score points in bunches. I wasn't worried about the 11-point lead. I was like, we got to show that we have fight in us. I told them that we talk about all the time how this could be a special season, and this could just be a part of our story. So it was one of those things that I knew that we could do it. I just wanted to see us do it. I just wanted to see us fight back and show that we could dig our feet in and swing back when things aren't going our way.
TJ?
I was so mad at the end of the third quarter because we put ourselves in that position, but I'm glad we fought back and gave us a little confidence boost. And I think the anger made me play defense a little better. So,
Logan?
I'm like him. I was mad. We should have never been down like we were, but it's like I don't think any of us were nervous because we've been down so much and came back, so we knew we were capable of coming back.
It kind of felt like once you guys, Logan got I know Colton hit 2 free throws before then, but Logan gets that steal, and like we said, it changed the course of the game because he did it on their best player, just picked his pocket and go to the other end and get the 2. Were you guys feeling the same thing after that steal? It's like, ooh, okay, it's a little different now.
Right, and yeah, no, definitely. I told him after the game, I was like, a lot of times when kids get down in that situation, they start taking shots they don't normally take, trying to make that 11-point shot that people like there's no such thing. And I didn't feel like we did that. I felt like we just we committed to it on the defensive end and knew that we would chip away, and Logan just started guarding his tail off up there on top of the key, and which we want to get steals and easy buckets on the other end, and that's what we got away from doing in the second and third quarter, and we just found ourselves again, and like it's crazy how, and we talk about it all the time, our offense feeds off our defense. I mean, we get us a couple stops, and then we start hitting threes, and it's not because we got a steal and came down, it's because it's in our flow of our offense, and it just it always starts with the defensive end for us. I mean, if we can grind out stops and get out and run, then I like our chances against anybody.
Yeah, for you guys, how big was the defense to the comeback there last night?
Well, I mean, without the defense, there wouldn't have been any offense. I mean, Logan doesn't get that steal. 3 makes a 3 right there, and then, I mean, chances are we don't end up winning that game. This is off topic. You should have seen, from my angle, Logan's steal. It was so nice that he did that for us and didn't make me have to do anything. I'm sitting there guarding their post player, and he's down the floor making a layup. I didn't have to do anything. So
You knew it was an automatic, too?
Oh, yeah.
Logan, I mean, you had 2 big steals that led to 5 points. You know, it's a 5-point swing there, and doing it against their best players. Just talk about the plays that you made there to make that happen.
Yes, sir. I felt personally that I didn't guard him well, like the first part of the game, so I was real mad. So I was like, I got to lock in. So then when I got those 2 steals, it was a whole lot of confidence for our team.
What people don't see is, like, we talk about points per game, assists per game, rebounds, like all the flashy things. Logan guards the best player every single night. And that is the toughest job in basketball. Like whoever the next team is, whoever their best player is, Logan's guarding him. And so he's done such a great job. I mean, that kid, Mason Brown, I think his name, he scored the ball so well all year. And the first time he played us, he had 16, but he took 26 shots, 10 something like that. And then the next time he plays, he had 7. And then last night, now he got going at times, but just when it mattered most, Logan was able to stop him. And so it's one of the most impressive things I've seen.
Yeah, that third quarter, he was getting those shots in the lane. They were hitting beyond NBA range threes. And second, that fourth quarter, they weren't hitting anything. And I think the defense had a lot to do with it.
It did, and it's a district championship. I mean, listen, when we took a lead finally late in the fourth quarter, and then Mason came down and he hit that deep 3 that gave them the lead back. It was one of those things that you tip your cap. I mean, these are 2 great teams who both want to win a district championship so bad that they're doing whatever it takes in the fourth quarter of a championship game, and it was fun to be a part of. It was one of those that it was more fun when we got back into it than it was in the third quarter when it was down 10. But it was, I was trying my best to realize, hey, this is why we do this. This is why we spend so much time in the gym in the summer, why we spend so much time in the gym in the fall, for moments like this. And it was fun that it paid off.
Do you feel like your team plays better when they're ticked off?
Well, the thing is yes. But we've showed signs of not waiting until then. We've shown signs of not waiting until our backs are against the wall to come out swinging. And when we don't, we run teams out of the gym. And we've shown that several times this year where we come out hot and never look back. And I mean, if we come out with that killer mentality, then we are tough to stop.
And for you guys, you feel like you're at your best when when TJ's not smiling all the time and TJ's ready to go?
If someone were to punch me in the face as hard as they could before the game, I would play 10 times better, 100%.
Noted.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, I feel like we all play better just because most of the time it's when we dig ourselves a hole, and most of the times when we're in a hole, we shouldn't be because we just done some dumb stuff to get us there. So I feel like when we're mad, we just play a whole lot better.
Yeah, and your defense was really good, in those 2 games there. And Marshall County's not an easy place to play. Everybody seems to struggle to score points in that place.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it all week, how we knew that, we didn't know. We knew exactly Tullahoma for sure, that Tullahoma's not used to playing that gym either. And like people talked about the Nike basketballs, that we weren't used to playing the Nike basketballs. We knew, even though it's a tough place to play, it was going to be a level playing field. Right. And so they weren't used to the gym, they weren't used to the basketball, so we had no excuses. And the first game, we actually shot really well.
Yeah, you did.
We shot a great, I think at one point we were like 8 of 10 for 3 against Tullahoma.
Yeah.
But this championship, like I said, it's going to be a grind. I told them before the game, in the pregame speech, it's not going to be pretty. It's a championship game that two teams want it bad. I knew it was going to be ugly and it's going to be a dogfight, and it was.
Moving ahead now, we got White County coming up, and it's almost like Voldemort. You know, you guys don't want to say that too often because of, you know, it seems like you guys are always running into them now. But it's kind of when you look at the great teams in the past at every level, college, pro, high school. There's always that one team that won. You know, Jordan had to get past the Pistons. The Pistons had to get past the Celtics to win their titles. Is kind of how you feel with White County as many times as they've stood in the way.
Oh, it's like we get matched up with White County every time.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't around yet, but when I was a junior playing, we played sub-state at White County and lost in overtime. And then when his brother, I think it was your brother's senior year, we got put out by White County. And then last year got put out by White County. It's just one of those things that we talked about on the way home last night. We're glad White County's coming to us.
Yeah.
We've been to White County and to Tech so much to play them that it's payback time. And we're glad they're coming to Ralph. And I hope that our community comes out, and I know that they will, but I can remember as a player just the region tournament games in Ralph Benson Memorial Gym are they're just some of the loudest games I can remember. And so I look forward to, we've earned the opportunity to be at home, and I look forward to White County having to travel to us and play in our gym. And I like our chances.
TJ, Logan, what do you guys think about taking on White County again?
Well, our good buddy Blake Long had a lot of free time at school today. I'm not going to specify why. And he gave us a little scouting report. And we saw that there's one kid who usually does most of their scoring.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the other kids are kind of their, I guess you would say, their role players. So I think it's going to be a lot like Central Magnet without the size. You know, Logan's going to stop the little guard that he can play. So if we can stop him, I think we'll have a good chance.
I think it's like Coach Cliff said, for them to come over here and play in our gym, like that's what we want, because there's nothing like playing in the Ralph. Like the energy's there every night, so to have them here is going to be real fun.
Yeah, the last year's region tournament game against Livingston Academy, that's one of the best atmospheres I've been across in almost 20 years in sports media. So for you guys, how awesome is it that you get one more game, and especially for you guys as seniors, you get one more game here at your home place.
And that means the world. And like when we was preparing for our district semis game, like I would list off the things that we're playing for, and number one on the list was, hey, you get to play another game here, because I know how important it is to these guys. I know how important it was to me, and I mean, I got to play. Like I said, I got to play in some region tournament games here, and so anything that I've done, because I was lucky enough to be on successful high school teams. I tried, like my goal is for them to have the same memories as I do about Lawrence County High School basketball, and we're getting to experience some of those things. And like I said before, I mean, just a region tournament game in the Ralph Benson Memorial Gym with the band, the cheerleaders, the student section, the entire atmosphere our community brings. It's fun, and I can't wait till Saturday.
TJ.
We try not to take it for granted, because I mean there's a lot of kids who don't get to play in that type of atmosphere. I think it's about or more than like a college atmosphere. Like that's as close as you're going to get to playing college ball without actually playing college ball. So it's super fun, and all the fans coming, and it just feels so good. Shout out Blake Long.
It's just really cool to see like everybody in the game, like not just the student sections, even like the regular community fans. They're pumped up for the game. Our band does a really good job. Our cheerleaders do a good job. So it's just really cool to see everybody come together.
I'm telling you all, there's some small colleges that wish they could have the atmospheres you guys have at the Ralph.
We know we're blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how do you? I know you don't want to look ahead. You know that the semifinals and the championships are at Tullahoma. How do you kind of keep that mindset and that focus? It's White County, because you know you're in win and go home here for almost here on out.
Right, and today. To be honest with you, we ate pizza and we celebrated winning yesterday. We weren't gonna practice no matter what, or no matter what happened. So we were able to take an extra little bit of time. But these next 2 days of practice, we ain't gonna talk about anybody but White County. We ain't gonna talk about going to Tullahoma. We're gonna talk about a game plan for White County in our gym, because I mean, like you said, you'll take care of business. None of the rest matters. I mean, you're playing for your life. These guys are playing to keep their high school career alive. And like we'll talk about before practice tomorrow, these guys are guaranteed 2 practices. I mean, you're guaranteed 2 high school basketball practices left. So it's one of those things that they're just, you can't take it for granted. I mean, seniors can't, or everybody can't, but especially seniors can't, just because you're guaranteed two practices in one game. And so I don't think we'll have any problem staying focused and motivated for just the first game, because obviously it's the only one that matters.
TJ?
I think it helps being a senior because of the experience. Like going and playing at Tullahoma, if we were going to play somewhere against somebody who we'd never seen before, it's always going to be in the back of your head like, oh, if we win this game, I'm not so sure about the next game. But, I mean, there's no telling how many times me and Logan and Blake have played at Tullahoma, you know. And who do we play if we win? It's the winner between Tullahoma and Livingston. We've played Tullahoma twice, 3 times this year, and then we've played Livingston Academy last year. So I don't want to say I'm not worried about it because I don't want to make it sound like we're a guaranteed W, but it's not lingering in the back of my mind like if it was something that we had never seen before. So,
you really can't worry about the next game because it's win or go home, and then after that game you got 2 days to prepare. So I mean, we'll be able to scout out and practice, go over the next game after this one. So.
All right, guys. Well, good luck coming up here on Saturday night, and looking forward to another packed house in the Ralph and another great game.
Appreciate it. Hope everybody comes out to the Ralph. Doors open at 6. Be there, be loud.
That's right. Well, coming up next, me and the guys will talk about, what happened in the big game a couple weeks ago. That's coming up next here on X Sports Live.
Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit SouthernCraftMFG.com.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Cares has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website at southeastcarriers.com or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
At Smith Tax and Business Service, we offer many services. Along with personal income tax prep, we also offer tax preparation for corporations and partnerships. If you're a small business and looking for some extra help, give us a shout and we'll get you fixed up. Call Mary Beth Smith, Marion Matthews, Brooklyn Bates, or Michelle Staggs to find out how we can help you. Located at 208 Pulaski Street, phone 931-244-6633.
Head on over to Shaw Southeast Distributing in Lawrenceburg to find everything you need for your home, business, or fundraiser. To make life easier, Shaw Southeast Distributing now accepts EBT cards. Have a concession stand, food truck, or just your kitchen at home? Leave it to Shaw to fill your shelves with ease. Shaw Southeast Distributing delivers. Family owned and operated. Phone 931-762-7760. Follow us on Facebook or visit us at 1603 Ripke Avenue in Lawrenceburg.
Don't just find a job, find a career with Resource MFG. The team at Resource MFG in Lawrenceburg has the resources and experience to find you a full or part-time position right away. Now recruiting for open positions in Lawrence, Giles, and Murray counties. Whether you're entering the workforce for the first time or looking to take your career to the next level, let your journey begin with Resource MFG. Located at 300 Ellingson Street in Lawrenceburg, phone 931-570-2111 to jumpstart your career today.
Renwright Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From Bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, RentRite is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from RentRite Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Do you ever worry about having too much in the garage? What about where you're going to put the mower, or your ATV, or better yet, your mother-in-law? Look no further than Quality Storage Buildings located right next door to Flat Rock Cheese and More on the Minor Hill Highway in Pulaski, Tennessee. There you'll find the answer to your need in a compact or spacious metal building. Built by hand right at Flat Rock by some of the finest craftsmen around, there's a perfect building for everyone, including economy, utility, cabin, lofted or garage models, and even an animal shelter line. Buy or rent to own, see the different models at Flat Rock or on North Main Street in Ardmore and on Highway 43 South in Dunn. Call today 931-363-3603 or 931-201-2205.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. Here, getting ready to talk about everything that's happened on the national scene-wise. And, let's just start with the Super Bowl. I've got my thoughts as a 49er fan. Dusty and I watched the game. Our families did together. And y'all just kind of go down the line here, and I'll give my thoughts later.
I guess I'll go ahead and start. I was at actually Coach Lyons' house, the team. He invited all of us to watch the ball game over there. So we had just a little supper, just eating a little Super Bowl party, and we watched it. And man, it didn't look like it was going to be a good game in that first quarter. If anything, that first half, San Francisco looked like they were going to kind of pull away. Then Kansas City, those costly turnovers by San Francisco, Kansas City kind of, took heed of that, and they kept going. Then they got to overtime, and I mean, it's just been the whole controversy, the whole overtime. San Francisco obviously didn't know the rules, and people argue, well, if you're San Francisco in that situation, you might want to defer and receive the ball next. Well, then again, you're going up against Patrick Mahomes, and on my show, Michael and I picked San Francisco to win, and then Sam took Kansas City. I don't know what made him to, pick it. Yeah, probably, yeah, smart guy.
And you didn't need to back into a wall to do it.
Yeah. Hey, they fixed that, by the way. Did you see it?
Yeah, I heard we had to get boulders. And
To what he's saying, though, I to this day think San Francisco is the better team.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I took the experience. And as he
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
There were 3, maybe 4 different occasions where you thought San Francisco was fixing to open this thing up. Mm-hmm. But they didn't.
Yep.
And Kansas City stayed in it. And then you saw who looked the calmest down the stretch.
Yep. Winners win.
And listen, Kansas City may be the New England.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but they may just be the New England.
That fourth, what was it, 4th and 1, 4th and 3 that Patrick Mahomes used it. Mm-hmm. They were in shotgun formation, and he ran that football and got that first down.
Option,
I was like, for him, he never shied away from the moment, and that's why he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. Obviously,
the only time you ever saw really any panic out of Kansas City is when Kelce was chewing out the coach.
Yeah.
Chewing out Andy Reid. That's really the only panic you ever saw out of Kansas City. They just, all right, we turned it over. All right, we had to punt. Up there, play defense, back on the field, and to San Francisco's part, they were the same way until at the end of regulation and all of overtime.
Yep, all overtime. Yep.
Dustin?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that San Francisco, like you said, Clint, is the better team. I do believe that. I think, AJ, you're right when you say winners win. But I have a hard time getting past the whole San Francisco coaching staff not playing with a little bit more urgency. And definitely not doing things different, especially when it comes into overtime. I mean, we're talking a professional team. We're talking about the Super Bowl.
You had 2 weeks to know what the overtime rules were.
They didn't even really go over it, they said.
And I just find that hard to believe. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. So, great game, you know. Like AJ said, we watched it together. I thought it was a very well officiated game. Both teams played hard, but I don't know. There's more coming out now, and I've seen a lot of. Me and AJ's talked a lot about it. Oh, you're good. I don't know. I think San Francisco is probably that could have been their chance.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say. I agree with you guys. I thought my Niners were the better overall team, but they had missed opportunities. 2 turnovers, no points off of those. I mean, first drive of the game, they look like a powerhouse, fumble the ball inside the red zone. That doesn't help. You gave them 8 points, a missed extra point. And then a ball punt hits a guy off the leg, they recover, score on the next play. That's 8 points.
Yeah.
And maybe we can talk about
the experienced team didn't do that.
The experienced team didn't do that. How Nick Bosa not once but twice fell for the Patrick Mahomes read option fake. Our best defender did that. Now you can throw out that Kansas City had no holding penalties and was the most penalized offensive line in the NFL. But
3 Super Bowls in a row, they've not had zero
offensive holding penalties. But you put yourself in that position to allow them for the rest to swallow the flags in that situation. You don't get points off turnovers. Your offense was flat for most of the second half until Brock Purdy showed a lot of poise. He took a lot of hits in that game.
Yeah, he did.
And he delivered some big throws. Jawan Jennings.
Hey, I had him picked.
You put money on him to be the MVP.
I put money on that dude.
He would have been the MVP if San Francisco would have won that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's your Tennessee guy I'm betting on, by the way.
That's right.
I need my 20.
Blackman High School.
Yeah, and that's just kidding. And again, the rules. It's so. I know that they haven't had a postseason overtime game since they put in the new rules, but the official in the middle of the field told you the rules.
Told you the rules.
And you
shouldn't have been shocked.
Yeah, you still did that. I mean, they explained it on air. I remember me and Dustin go, "Oh, that's new. I didn't know that they did that because it hasn't happened since that Bills."
They had a whole list.
And then we kind of look at each other like, okay, why did San Francisco not take the ball then?
Yeah. It was a very, very odd decision. And just like we talked about the Lions a couple weeks ago, San Francisco's got a really good team. I think they're free agents. There's a couple of those guys that I would love for them to re-sign. The rest, whatever. Half of them I don't even know their names.
Sure.
But this is going to be a good team coming back, but you're not guaranteed.
No, you're not.
Ever get back to that spot.
No.
Ever again.
Ever.
Nope.
Because why? Other teams are going to get higher draft picks. They're going to
get
get
better.
They're going to get better.
They're going to get more experience. You're getting older, even though they are relatively young, but you're not guaranteed.
You got a really
to be
young
back that
Detroit
spot.
team that honestly outplayed you.
Yeah.
In the game to get there.
Green Bay looks like they're on the rise as well.
If Detroit decides, for some reason, I don't know why they didn't want to take 3 points with a 17-point lead when they had it, but it might have been Detroit and Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
That would have been fun too.
Yeah, that would have been
like
great.
You said, if Detroit uses this as momentum, because they got a young team, they got a.
They're younger than San Francisco, and San Francisco's young.
Yeah,
and basically what I was going on is what you were saying is you're not guaranteed to ever get back there with this group you've got.
Never.
I mean,
Never.
Dallas has been trying it since '94.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they keep changing
They
every
can't
year.
even
They
win
still
a
can't
game.
get there.
They can't get it right.
They can win a game in the postseason. and like you said, Clint, are we in the midst of another dynasty here? I mean, they've
I
won.
think so.
They've
Yep.
won the 4 Super
listen,
Bowls, won 3 of them.
I think they already have a dynasty.
Right.
I'm not going to say it's the New England, but I think they're making their case to be. Won 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's been real fun to go back and watch all the clips of all the people that just gave Kansas City so much crap for drafting Mahomes. And these
Boy.
23 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I saw a stat that he's the first quarterback with his first 7 seasons.
I've been to 4.
And been to 4 and won 3 of them. That's
I mean,
pretty
he's-
impressive.
He's, I mean, I saw him in person in college. I thought he was, I'm like, when they drafted him, I'm like, Andy Reid knows what he's doing. If I trust
I
Andy
think-
Reid to draft a quarterback, and if that's who he believes is his guy, then I trust Andy Reid.
I think that's the talk. I think that's the talk we'll have as sports fans because we said it all the years about Brady and Belichick. Brady's gonna, it's always okay. Now they got to do without each other. Well, Andy Reid has got Patrick Mahomes on the back end of his career.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get to see that side of it.
And their relationship is different than Belichick's and Brady's. Especially, I've
Absolutely.
been watching the new documentary series, every 2 episodes on Apple TV about that dynasty. The later, I mean, that Brady-Belichick relationship is so fractured.
Oh, yeah.
And it mainly all has to do with Belichick. I don't think Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are that way at all.
Not at all.
No, I don't think so.
It wouldn't shock me if next week Andy Reid says, I'm going to hang her up.
Yeah.
I've won 3 Super Bowls
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
spending all this time at all these
And
other
remember,
places.
he was
all
late.
these chances at Philly. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He was labeled as a guy that couldn't win it all.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Now he's got 3 of them. Yep.
Yeah. I've always thought he was a great coach. Philly's such a hard place to win. I mean,
Of course,
their
I
guy
don't know why you give it up right now because you're the one on the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
So.
You're the favorite to win it next year.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's go into that. What are we thinking about? Do we think Kansas City gets back? Does Baltimore and Lamar finally take that next plunge? Who's rising up? I mean, we know the team's rising up out of the NFC. You're still going to have San Francisco. You're going to have Detroit. Green Bay's getting better. Dallas, who knows? Could Philly rebound? Who knows with that bunch? If Minnesota has a healthy quarterback and Kirk Cousins, they can get to that point.
Calling it.
Where you going?
Better look out for the Chargers.
Oh, the
I could see
Harbaugh
it.
effect? You going for the Harbaugh effect?
But that's
the quarterback.
That's
man.
the AFC West. You know who they're going to have to.
Listen, he's going to go through Patrick Mahomes. You're 100% right. But I think that's the team.
I don't know about year 1 though, Bo.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I was going to call it. I was going to say Detroit and Kansas City is your team in the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
I mean,
I like it.
I think Kansas City's the
wear
favorite,
Detroit.
but when it comes to AFC, who could probably throw them a curveball?
I mean, so
the Bengals maybe.
Bengals could.
Joe Burrow.
Joe
Baltimore,
can't stay
but
healthy.
Lamar can't.
I don't
win
know.
big
He can't win big games.
Buffalo's window is closing.
It's shut at this point, I think.
So just throw us out there because I've been saying a little bit the past couple of days about free agents and then all this stuff. Henry going to Baltimore. Does that free up Lamar a little bit?
It's got to.
I mean, it's got to.
Even if you run Lamar shotgun every time, you still got to worry about that handoff to
Absolutely.
the guy who is still a freak.
Yeah, and
most people look at Henry this year and say, "Boy, he had a bad year." He had 1,400 yards.
That's not bad at all. A terrible offensive line. Terrible offensive line.
2,000 yards with a good offense.
yes.
So he still got stock. And I hope somebody will. I want him because he ain't gonna get with Titans. They're in a total rebuild. I hope
Clean house.
I hope he goes somewhere where he's got a chance to win him.
There's just one team I don't want him to go to, and I did see a little bit on that today. I wished I'd have shot it to y'all so y'all could have seen it. And they talk about him going to Dallas.
I've heard that, and I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
That's the whole Eddie George effect. That's what Eddie George did.
I've heard a few teams,
And there's some people think that he fits in Philly.
Yeah, that's the team.
And
I can see Philly.
Well,
I can see Philly. or Baltimore.
And
I
they've
would
got-
say
and
if
they've
you're
got a
Derrick
good
Henry,
stable
those
of
are
running
your,
backs.
Yeah,
those are
they
your
do.
two top choices right there.
That's what I would
Baltimore,
think.
yeah.
Unless Kansas City
I heard
falls
I heard
that way.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
but with James Cook, I don't think.
And that's the thing.
He'll be
is
at Buffalo.
Is Kansas City? Are they going to try to run it without a number one receiver and just use Kelsey as a number one? And he's going. He's getting older.
Yeah.
But there is a free agent out there who says he wants to go there and play. Some from the stuff I've read, and that's T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Well, he's that's another guy who needs to stay
Well,
healthy.
he's not going to. He's not going to play with Joe because Joe can't stay healthy. I hope he does, but I don't see Joe Burrow.
Of course, then again, the coaching for Kansas City, they might find a wide receiver in the 6th round that is a stud for him. You never know.
As good as they scout and as good as they draft. So, I know it's too early for. I could see Niners, Kansas City again.
I could,
but I think the NFC is going to be much tougher next year.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like you. I'm worried San Francisco's blew their shot.
Yeah, I think they. They could have. And it's the NFL. It may be two teams really that we may not even just say.
It may be Buffalo and it may be
NFL's
Buffalo
weird.
and Green Bay.
Green Bay, yeah. That's a good team.
Hey, who knows? Aaron Rodgers may come back healthy and he may lead the Jets to the promised land.
I'll make that bet with you again too.
Yeah. Have y'all been seeing those reports that Russell Wilson, they think that he and Rodgers could work together as like a 1-2 Rodgers, one and then Wilson as a backup? That's terrible.
Two fake people in one room. It's not a great
Yeah, there's no way that's going to work.
Yeah. It's just news and media.
Way.
Two fake people and two massive egos. That's just,
that'd be bad.
I think we're about to go to commercial, or we're not.
We're
okay, or whatever next segment. But Hayden actually asked me, and Will sent me this because he covered it for Summertown Middle School. Cooper Burleson pitched 3 innings in the middle school game right-handed. Then he switched over and threw inning and 2/3 with his left hand, roughly 55 pitches right-handed and 35 pitches left-handed in a middle school game. So,
pretty impressive.
Well, if you get a chance,
Shout out
go
Cooper.
back and watch Will's broadcast. You get to see an ambidextrous pitcher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, speaking of Summertown, shout out to Hannah Lindsay, the Southern State Softball Player of the Week. Then Hannah Jones. Or Haley Jones, excuse me, I got them mixed up. Haley Jones over at UNA won the ASUN Player of the Week. So two Summertown softball players
showing out,
making some big news this week.
Yep.
And also, Briley Dover's former Loretto Stars doing some big things. She's played a lot for UNA in these opening
started
games.
third base.
So hey, our local kids are showing out over there. So well, coming up next will be our final segment of the show. These guys got some rants loaded up and ready to go. That's coming up next.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with Primary Care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary Care by One Stop Medical at its best.
Oliver Wellness and Massage, located in Pulaski, Tennessee, is your premier spa for massage therapy, salt therapy, IV therapy, tanning, and much more. Stay relaxed, look your best, and feel good at Oliver Wellness, located at 1187 West College Street, Pulaski, Tennessee, or contact Haley at 931-309-0462 or schedule your appointment online at 931massage.com.
Old School Rentals in Loretto, Tennessee is headquarters for all your rental equipment needs. Need a trailer? How about saws, tools, loaders, or generators? You can find all of that and much, much more at Old School Rentals, owner Ryan Smith, located on North Main Street in Loretto, Tennessee.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Whether you're looking to spruce up the interior or exterior of your home or business, trust Lawrenceburg Glass to provide a one-of-a-kind product. From windows to mirrors, shower doors, custom framing, storefront installations, and everything in between, Lawrenceburg Glass takes pride in our quality craftsmanship and strong attention to detail. With us, your customer experience always exceeds expectations. We're reliable, on time, and we deliver stunning results. Lawrenceburg Glass. Our passion is reflected in our work.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. There's a segment I forgot to go into, guys. We got to talk wrestling. And it's not X Sports. You haven't been here for many of our wrestling talks.
I know.
Okay, you kind of threw out a theory to me and Dusty through a group chat. So what do you think in WrestleMania wise? I know we're two pay-per-views out.
I'll get into that in a minute, but I have missed some shows. So ever since all this Vince McMahon, this stuff has come out, have y'all talked about that on the show?
A little bit.
A little, not much. We're not giving him much props.
Well, I'm not going to give him much props, but what I'm in a big fear of is Peacock, WWE have all these catalogs. I mean, you can go back and watch every Monday Night Raw. You can watch every SmackDown.
WrestleMania.
Every pay-per-view. And I am really, really worried in this woke culture we are. And I'm not saying this to defend Vince McMahon by any means, because I hope he gets thrown in jail. If half of what the accusations are on him are true, I hope he's thrown in jail. But I'm really worried that they're going to pull everything.
See, I don't want to think about it.
Watch it.
I don't want to think about it.
Because do you know how much that'll take out of Stone Cold Steve Austin's?
It'll take like 70% of their catalog.
Their whole catalog, yes.
Well,
I mean, guys, you can go back and watch stuff from the 85, the very first Saturday Night Main event.
I was watching WrestleMania 10 today.
Yes, I mean, you got your old territory stuff.
So I hope they don't listen. You can't. One thing I think in this society we're in now is we try to erase too much history instead of learn from it because it does repeat itself a lot. But I don't want to miss out on some of my favorite things because of one guy. I don't want my favorite wrestler of all time not to be able to pull up and watch his matches. Well, we can't show that because that's an hour and a half segment of him and Vince.
They still got Benoit matches.
Right.
So
that is one good thing that gives you a little bit of faith. I hope that, and I hope if Netflix gets this deal, and I don't know how that's going to work.
Netflix.
So, but to what I was saying, I was sure hoping you get The Rock coming back, and it's kind of, boy, I sure do wish social media was a thing back in about 2000, 2001. When WWE started going down after they bought WCW, to listen to the fans because they totally,
Man,
the
they
fans totally
Yeah.
changed. And I said, no, we love The Rock, but this is not what we want. We, you know, you don't let Cody win the Royal Rumble 2 years in a row to not let him go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they had, the fans had it changed.
Yeah. I think we're going to get a better story out of it too.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't care. Heel Rock is a lot
better.
As great as Babyface Rock is, Heel Rock is awesome.
That promo he did last Friday, that was.
It is, but I think that I think they still got us, guys. They got us right on that, and they're gonna change it on us again. I think we're gonna see The Rock screw Roman.
Out of the title.
I think we see it, guys. I don't know. Like you think so much into it, and then I feel like you got to back up and think inside the box, not outside the box. And I may be 100% wrong, but as a fan, would that not be awesome?
I mean, that would be
It
a
would.
heck of a turn.
Because, you know, they talk about Seth. They think Seth's going to turn on Cody. You know, I've seen a little bit of talk about
They sure are
that.
setting this up. You can't trust Seth Rollins, first of all.
No, you can't. You
And,
can't.
they sure have set up a couple of promos where he's just all got his back, and that just seems
That's
like
a
setup.
yes.
That's a double cross.
Now, what I told you guys and what I'd sent you guys is WrestleMania 40, you got to have a Stone Cold Steve Austin appearance.
Because you know the whole in
Now,
that
it
match, the bloodline's going to be involved, and that's multiple guys. You can't just have one Seth Rollins.
Yeah, and it may be something as simple on first night he comes out there and closes night one and stuns somebody and drinks a bunch of beer and toasts the crowd. Because I don't know, you know, I was trying to say it in my head, you know, the last time you saw him and The Rock was him, Rock, Hogan. And
Hogan didn't know what building he was
Hogan
in.
kept saying the Sky Dome.
Yeah.
Silver Dome.
Silverdome.
They were in the.
I thought I was in Detroit slamming Andre the Giant, brother.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how you set that up for Austin to come in and just. But I would love it. Tell me if there will be a bigger pop that night. If it looks like Cody's going to get screwed over again, and
then the music,
and then that glass shatters. I'll turn, like I told you guys in that text, I'll be 17 again.
Yeah. I mean, I was so happy when you sent that because I just imagined everything in my head. Because like you got the bloodline in there, like the ref is down because he got knocked out somehow, and you've got Jimmy, you've got Solo. And there's The Rock, and Seth Rollins is laying off on the side,
and I think
he's beat up in the side.
And I think there's. Yep, because I think Jay's going to come down and help Cody, but his brothers are going to take him out too.
Yeah.
And there's where your glass breaks.
Yeah. It'd be great.
That would be something else.
He keeps sharing workout videos on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be good for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But but the other thing they keep building up, and I don't think it'll happen at WrestleMania because CM Punk hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Oh yeah.
They're building up a possible Austin Punk match, the two cult of personalities, and that's what I keep seeing online and stuff.
Did you see him come close her all out after it went off air this past Monday night? Yeah, they're setting him up. But I think there's a match we're missing at WrestleMania, guys, and I think we talked about it. I think it's gonna blow that place up. They need to do it as a main event, maybe night one, but it's got to be Jimmy J.
Dude, I mean,
guys,
Gunther's my man.
I can't stand him.
I think he's a future.
And was it not supposed to be Gunther and Lesnar? Is that what?
That was the plan.
And then Lesnar's got brought up in all this stuff with Vince.
The thing is, I don't know. I read an article.
Probably get a better match and a better story with someone other than Rock.
I read an article on Monday night. Jay was actually supposed to win. Then plans were changed because I don't know. Some writer or something decided to change plans where Gunther will come out on top, and now it's basically Jimmy versus Jay.
They're
going to
give Jay the title like at this pay-per-view over Gunther, and then him and his brother fight at Mania with an Intercontinental title on the line.
It won't be Elimination Chamber. It'd have to be at the next pay-per-view because there's.
Because we got what's after Elimination Chamber?
I don't know the next.
I hadn't looked it up. It's one of the small ones.
Like Backlash.
Yeah, Backlash or something like No Mercy.
Fast Lane, something like that. Who knows?
One of these oddly named. Who knows where?
Hey, speaking of wrestling, did you see where AEW has sold their biggest ever for pay-per-view because it's Sting's
Sting's
final
final
match.
And you see Kevin Nash isn't going to be able to be there.
Yeah.
Did y'all see where they've let Christian Cage's brother, the one that wears the whatever his son, whatever they call him, wears the mask, turned on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's they're trying.
They're trying their best.
Sasha Banks coming in.
Yeah, they've cooled off though.
Yeah.
They're, I saw something the other day where they're in Tulsa tonight, and I've been in that building. That seats about 15,000. They only sold 2,700 tickets.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad that match with Sting, his last match.
It's in Greensboro.
Greensboro. That's where he won his first title
Yep.
against Flair at Great American Bash.
Who is he actually going to fight in his?
I don't even know.
Greensboro is like the wrestling capital of the South.
I mean, you think they're going to let him win?
If they don't, my gosh, hey, 60-year-old icon, hey, you're not going to let him win unless you're doing like WWE did.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, we've had that conversation.
One of the most overbooked, worst matches ever. That was
the
terrible. The
terrible.
NWO comes to his defense. Who, by the way, how many roofs did he have to propel out of to beat up the NWO?
Yeah, I mean, that's all he done in the mid-'90s and early 2000s.
And we ate it up.
Yeah.
We ate that up.
You telling me you couldn't get the dog-faced gremlin, and of course you couldn't get Luger's. He's such bad shape.
Yeah.
But you could have got
Scott's,
DDP and
Big Papa Pumps on
and just
bad
some
terms
classic
with everybody.
Booker T.
Yeah.
You could have got some classic
Yeah.
just WC
Yeah.
Goldberg. Well, I don't know. You'd probably have to pay Goldberg a lot because he was gone by then. But
I wish
that
he'd
was
be the one just
something
come take Gunther's title.
Goldberg?
Yeah, just let him come.
One of the shortest intercontinental matches ever.
Yeah, that'd be.
Goldberg can't go long anymore.
No, he can barely get a guy up for a jackhammer now.
That was terrible. That and Undertaker.
That Undertaker match. Well, guys, let's move on to the rants part of it. Clint and I really don't have anything, so
I don't. Everybody, my only rant is, I think everybody's been doing a little bit better on your comments on our broadcasts and not talking trash about us and mainly players and coaches. And so keep that up, and because I think we've got a good thing going here. We're going to be able to live stream a lot more games than we have in the last couple of years. So everybody just keep doing what you're doing and just be humble about it, okay?
I'll go first, and I'll keep it short because I know mine's probably Dusty's gonna back mine up, but
mine's gonna be short too.
Yeah, I know you said you had a good one, so I'll let you end it. But I mean, it's kind of, we all we talked about it during the championship game at Loretta between the boys and boys Loretta and Summertown boys. At the end, they were doing the awards. And, there was a few fans that, didn't agree with Grayson winning the award, and some things were said that you can clearly hear on air.
Is that the regular season MVP?
Yeah, the regular season MVP. Yeah, something like that one or the district MVP. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways.
District tournament.
Yeah, he might. Yeah. Anyways, they were saying, just some negative things to Grayson. Don't keep that. You never know if you're on camera. You never know who's got that record button, who can hear you. Just keep that to yourself, because you don't want it. You don't want karma to come back around. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sure Dusty, you probably would back that up.
I'm gonna hit on that, but I'm gonna go a little further. And it's not just that game. I know AJ was in the stands. He actually hit on a little bit a few weeks ago. We had it happen at a middle school tournament here in Lawrenceburg. Guys, everybody has their phones out. Mm-hmm. And not everybody's just taking pictures. Mm-hmm. They're videoing. Mm-hmm. And I know all four of us have sat up in these stands with our headsets on, and we've looked at each other, all of us, and been like, golly, did y'all hear what this guy 2 people down from me said? Because everybody in America, I just heard it across our headsets.
Yep.
But there is no reason, and it's so uncalled for a grown-up to badmouth a kid, and that's what I'm calling them. They're in high school, they're in middle school, they're kids. How they act on the floor, you leave that to the coach, you leave that to their own parent, administrators to figure out if there's any discipline and how they're acting on the court. Mm-hmm. But you keep your comments and your opinions to yourself if they're going to be negative and bring people down. Because as a society, everything is bad. Mm-hmm. Everything. I understand that we've all talked about, if you hit a shot or if you're playing football and you get that first down or you score that touchdown, act like you've been there before. 100%.
I try to tell people, I'll give you a shout out, Miss Talisha Burleson, Ainsley's mom. Ainsley plays at Columbia State, had a great career at Summertown, but the best part about Talisha was she wasn't just Ainsley's biggest fan. She was every kid out there's biggest fan. Be that fan.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
She was my daughter's fan just as much as she was.
Absolutely, and that's what it's supposed to be about. And I'm going to take a little step further, and this is where I'm going to stop, because I've told AJ for months I'm putting my stuff together for this huge rant. I want to talk about travel ball for just a second, and you talk about parents and fans.
Oh yeah, dealt with it many years.
You have, and I've got a buddy who's dealing with it now. He sees it firsthand. It's almost like if I had a daughter and your daughter playing together on the same team, I can't be your daughter's fan.
Right.
It's almost like I got to try to cut their throat to get my daughter the next step up.
Yeah.
Guys, that's uncalled for.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The last few years I coached travel AAU basketball and travel softball. I was honestly picking parents a little bit more heavily than I was the kids.
And that's bad. That's terrible.
Yeah.
But wrapping it up, as fans, we're all fans of the games we watch. Yeah. We're sports fans in general. Yeah. But just always know that there may be somebody's grandmother sitting beside you that you don't know. Right. And you could be their child, their grandchild that you're talking about. You want to get in a car and say, golly, he's terrible. He's got the worst attitude, or she's awful. Can you believe this? That's fine.
Yeah, but that's in a closed bubble.
It's in a closed bubble.
Your close circle.
Where nothing's being told outside their car, and it's not being recorded or somebody taking a video of it. Right. And that's all I got. We just got to do better.
Yeah. I mean, we've all made that mistake before.
Sure.
Well, listen, there's a sign out there of me yelling. Yeah. But if I yell at anybody, it's going to be my own kids, and it's usually just going to be because I think their effort's lousy. You have no right to yell at anybody else's kids.
And if future reference.
And if you do, you might have to deal with some consequences.
If you're sitting close to us, and there's someone sitting by the gear, looks like they're operating the gear, don't assume that you're not going to be hurt. Because that comment was made during the ceremony. I had my family in town. I had left to go home, beat traffic, be with my parents who had came in from town, so no one was brought. You just never.
Just an open mic.
Yeah, it's an open mic, so we can can get the PA and we can get the announcements, just like you guys said. If you ain't got something good to say about a kid, A, don't say it, or B, wait till you get to where nobody else other than your inner circle is going to hear it.
Right.
And that way, nobody hears it except for God, and then God can judge you and take care of that.
And one step further, and I'll say it for myself and AJ, because we do call a lot of games together, and Hayden's with us. If I hear it, and if you're sitting close enough and I start hearing that, I'm going to ask you to move.
Right.
And if you don't move, I will have somebody move you.
Right.
Yep.
Because we do have live mics on, and that is going out across the air.
Yeah.
And it's uncalled for, and it's not going to be tolerated by X Sports Network.
Yep.
All right, man. Good message.
That's why y'all need an Eagles nest.
Yeah.
We just kick you down that step. We don't sit in the crowd.
That ain't a step. That's a ladder.
You better watch your steps.
It's like this looks like a Home Alone thing. Just kick it down. Put a spider on his
paint can on a rope.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, what a great way to end the show there. Well, guys, another good X Sports Live. Busy weekend coming up. The girls' region quarterfinals is on Friday. Got the boys on Saturday. All three Lawrence County teams in action. So for Hayden Burks, Dusty Kaiser, for the talent Clint Brazier, and for our producer extraordinaire, not Crash Kevin Wright, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys on Friday night.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.